What's good, YouTube? We back for another video, man. Before I get into it, I hope you guys have been locked in. I hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves. So, look, man. Uh, I know it's hard. Um, Trying to be locked in, trying to better yourself. It's not easy. As somebody that has trying to self-improve for the longest time, it's not easy. I can tell y'all that it's not, because you're always gonna get them temptations where you want to just go back to your old habits. You're going to fail more times than not. You're going to relapse, as I would like to call it, and kind of go back to your old ways. And then now you have to start over and try to get back right. I know, because that's literally what happened. That's literally me right now. Okay. I'm not perfect. Okay. I made this channel to be genuine, to document my journey. Okay. I'm not on here trying to make it seem like I'm perfect or I got it all figured out, because I don't. Okay. I'm only 19. I'm finna be 20 in 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks. So I can tell y'all right now that I still got work to do, a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna let that stop me from trying. Okay. Because no matter what, I'm always going to try my hardest to improve myself, and I'm not gonna stop until I get to where I want to be in life. And even when I do, I'm still not gonna stop. I gotta keep going. The work never ends. I gotta keep grinding for not just myself, but for everybody. You know, I gotta be a better role model, a better inspiration for everybody. Somebody that people can look up to and be like, But listen, like I said, it's hard. Okay, it's not easy. You know, but I feel like the one thing that will keep me going and keep me locked in is the fear of the consequence. See, a lot of people don't think about the consequences of not doing something, but you have to live by the consequences, because that is ultimately how you keep yourself accountable and keep yourself from making that same mistake. So I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. Okay. Something as simple as brushing your teeth every day, twice a day, right? You know you have to brush your teeth every day, twice a day, because if you don't, you know what's gonna happen, right? Exactly. Teeth gonna be yellow, right? You're gonna have bad breath because you ain't brushing your teeth. And you can have other terrible stuff to your teeth. So you know that you gotta take care of your teeth every day, even when you don't feel like it. And that's something our family has taught all of us, because we know better. Know what I mean? See, you're not brushing your teeth every day because you like to. You're doing it because you have to. Okay? I mean, I don't think brushing your teeth is like neither good. Like, I mean, I don't think it's no feelings towards brushing your teeth. But you're not necessarily doing it because you love to do it. Like, oh yeah, I love, like, nah. I don't think so. It's not because you love to do it. It's because you have to. That's your responsibility. Okay? Because if you don't, the consequence of brushing your teeth is going to be a lot worse than, it's going to be terrible. I'm going to give y'all another example. Going to the gym. Now, this one right here will make a lot of sense when I tell y'all. So let's say you're somebody that is skinny like me, or you're overweight. Okay? Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you happy with what you see? If the answer is no, then you know that you need to be in the gym. And you know you need to change your diet. And see, that the thing about the gym is that when you start going to the gym, and actually start making progress, when you start to see progress in your body and you start to actually get closer to building the type of body that you want, you know that you can't afford to stop going to the gym. Because guess what? The consequence of not going to the gym is that eventually you will lose all that progress that you worked so hard for. So let's say you're somebody that used to be skinny, right? But you've went to the gym for a solid 2 years in a row consistently, changed your diet, and now you got your dream physique. You know, you probably got a nice aesthetic physique. How would you, if you were to stop going to the gym, you will lose all that muscle over time. Now, obviously, you can gain it back, luckily, muscle memory, but you will lose all that muscle that you've worked so hard for. So a lot of people think that once you get your dream physique, they could kind of slow down on the gym. They could kind of not take it seriously. No. You still have to train hard. You still have to make sure your diet is right. Because the moment you start to get lazy, you will start to lose your progress. And you will start to lose the gains that you have worked so hard for. So once you start going to the gym, you essentially can't stop. The moment you start saying that you're going to go to the gym, you can't stop going to the gym. Because the consequence of not going to the gym is that you're going to lose all your gains. Same thing with eating. The consequence of changing your diet is also going to affect your body. So even if you're somebody that has a nice body right now, you know that you have to keep going to the gym no matter what, because the moment you stop, you're going to lose all that progress that you made. But luckily, the gym is an enjoyable hobby to do. You know, it gives you that dopamine rush because you're actually seeing yourself make progress. That's the good thing about the gym. That's what keeps people going, because they continuously see the progress, they see the pump and all that. But the thing about the gym is that eventually it will start to slow down and your progress will start to slow down. So you won't see progress as much. But even with all that, you know you still have to go to the gym because of what I just said. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm going to give y'all another example. And this example should hit everybody. Making money. Okay? Now, if you're somebody that is making money right now, you probably have a job. Okay? So you're probably making money from your job, and that job is supplying your bills and your expenses and stuff like that, right? You know, your food, maybe your bills, your car insurance, whatever, right? You're working to provide for yourself and possibly for everybody else, for other people. So even if you don't like your job, or there's times where your job, you just don't feel like working, you know that you have to, no matter what, because you know you have a responsibility, and you know the consequence of quitting that job that was providing you. You know the consequence of that, right? Because I mean, no, we're not technically getting forced to work. Like, I have a job right now, and if I wanted to, I can quit my job right now. I could literally not even go in, and I can literally stop going. But the consequence, as of right now, of me not working is that I won't be able to provide for myself. Meaning no food, I won't be able to pay my car insurance, nothing. And what's going to happen? So I can't afford to leave. At least not yet. I can't afford to walk away. I can't afford to stop working, because the consequence is going to be a lot worse. So y'all kind of see what I mean? you have to live by the consequences. That's the only thing that's gonna push you forward. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, my fault. But yeah. So y'all kind of see what I mean though, right? Because you might have a job that you work and you might not be passionate about that job. You know, you might want to do something else. But you know you got bills to pay. You know you got food. You know I said food. You know you got people to feed, right? So you know that you, even if you don't really like that job, you know you have to keep working. Because the consequence of you not doing it is going to be a lot worse than the idea of not doing it. You know what I mean? It's the fear of consequence that keeps people working at their jobs that they hate. Because let's be honest, majority of people are working jobs that they don't really like. But they have no choice because of the consequences. They can't afford to leave because they know if they leave what the consequences are going to be. So that's why people that don't like their jobs still have to work there. You know what I mean? That is where true discipline comes from. Because when it comes to anything, you're not always going to be passionate about it. There's always going to be days where you don't like doing what you do. It's going to be days where you don't feel like going to the gym. There's going to be days where you don't feel like brushing your teeth, or you don't feel like eating, or you don't feel like, you know, just anything. But the consequence is of not doing those things. It's what you have to keep in the back of your head. If you decide that you're not going to do, if you're not going to go to the gym today, it's fine. But just understand the consequences. If you don't want to eat enough calories, or if you don't want to, if you want to continue, you know, do the same diet, that's fine. You just have to be okay with the consequences. You have to be okay with the fact that of the consequence, you know what I mean? So I think that's gonna help people when you think about it, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. And yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.